Hello everyone, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network on Twitch. And yes, I looked at my stats and I haven't been streaming for 2 weeks. And first of all, I wanted to thank everybody for coming back to listen and watch. I've had a family emergency for the last couple weeks. And I have to tell you, everybody, please, please, please get vaccinated. And many of you know that I've talked about this before for myself, and I was waiting for Novavax because I believe Novavax is a better vaccine than all the others that are in the market right now. But when I heard in August that Novavax was going to be postponed, then I said to myself, and I have BrickCon to thank for this. So you AFOLs out there and people who are at BrickCon, I really wanted to go to BrickCon. So what I did is I got the J&J vaccine because I've had some family relatives who've had some problems with the mRNA vaccine. And I said, okay, if I want to go to BrickCon, they required vaccination status. And I went and got the J&J one and done vaccine. And I'm really grateful because I think if I had not gotten that, and my family had problems. I had 3 family members, 2 nephews and a brother, who all came down with COVID at the same time. And if I had not been vaccinated, I would not have been able to help them as much as I did. So I just wanted to say thank you, the BrickCon team. And they said part of the reason why they did that is because they were in a government-sponsored building. And because of that, they had to require that mandate. But even though I got vaccinated for BrickCon and to participate fully as I would have liked to, guess what? I couldn't go. So not only have I not been streaming, I also did not get a chance to go to one of my favorite conventions, which is BrickCon, which is in the Seattle area, which is where I live now. And I just said to myself, I have friends who could set up my MOCs for me, my models. And they did. So big shout out to Brickworm and to Brickbrain TV because both of them really bailed me out. And what they did is they set up my MOCs for me. They sent photos because I was supposed to be the dystopia theme coordinator at BrickCon and I wasn't able to do that. So Brickbrain sent me a bunch of photos so I could help review and judge the different entries, and I really wish I could have been there because there were some amazing entries that were a part of it. But as all of you should know, family always comes first, and I apologize that I have not been able to stream. Hopefully, for those of you who are on my Discord server, you know that I've had a chance to at least put some updates there on Discord when I can't stream. And I also set a vacation notice on Twitch, so hopefully you knew that I wasn't streaming, but I'm back. My regular schedule is Sundays and Mondays on Twitch, 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Hello, Original Max. Welcome to the stream, and glad I made it back. Yes, in fact, since Max mentioned it, all right, I already mentioned about my vaccination status, but I have been reading too much about a couple things that have been bothering me. One of them is airplane violence. If you haven't been watching the news, there have been way too many instances of passengers becoming unruly on airplanes, either directly to the flight attendants or to each other. And what has happened is that you get on this plane, you get people fighting with each other in the aisles, and then the pilot has to turn around and get those people off the plane, and then you get to go back on your flight. And not only that, the second reason is the circulated air in a contained tube. And you can't keep 6 feet apart in a tube, and you can't roll the windows down or anything like that. So I have not gotten on an airplane in the last 2 years. The last time I got on an airplane was for Bricks Cascade when I flew from Seattle to Portland. And it's been almost 2 years. In March, it'll be 2 years. And I drove 2.5 days, 2.5 days to get down to Arizona. And, sure, if I had better stamina behind the wheel, I could probably do 12 to 14 hours at a clip, and then it would have been 2 days. But I spent anywhere from 6 to 10 hours every day driving. And I started my first leg down there. I went from Seattle over to Boise, Idaho, and then from Boise down to Las Vegas, and then Vegas over to Scottsdale. And I will tell you, Highway 93, US 93, look it up. That's a scary thing. It is a one-lane road in each direction, and when you get south of Wells, Nevada, there is nothing. There is nothing to there's if you get stranded on the middle of US 93, I happen to have a gas can with me. I would have had a hitch a ride with somebody to get to the gas station, which might be 100 miles away, fill up my gas tank, or with my gas can, a 5-gallon gas can, hitch a ride back with somebody else, and then that 5 gallons hopefully would have gotten me enough to get to that next gas station. So it is scary, folks, especially if you're going to drive alone. That was the other thing. I drove alone this entire time there and the entire time back. And so you haven't flown since 1986? Whoa! Whoa! Wow. Oh, that's because you could smoke on a plane. Is that why you don't get on airplanes? The original Max? You hitch a ride in the desert. That sounds safe. I know. But think about it. There is no cell phone service in the middle of the desert. If you're traveling alone, or even if you're traveling with, friends or family, you have to really trust in the kindness of strangers. And like you said, it could be extremely dangerous. In fact, this is probably, wasn't there a movie or something, The Hitchhiker or something, that was out there? It's scary. So what I did on my return trip is I said, I don't want to take US 93 again. And by the way, I took it when the weather was good. Imagine driving on US 93 when it snowed in. You don't like heights. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you drive everywhere then too. Okay, that's cool. Trust me, I don't want to get on a plane right now. And I've told people this too. I said, I'll drive places. I almost went to a conference when I was on the board of this nonprofit to Denver, Colorado, but I had not been vaccinated at the time. And it was going to take me 2 days to get out there because I would have had to drive kind of a similar route through Boise. I'd have to stay overnight in Boise and then make it to Denver the next day. You've flown numerous times, even once to England. Oh, but that was before 1986. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I love getting places. I don't like the process of getting there. Hey, Yin Yang 8's at 47. Hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'm just recounting my trip. So I was mentioning to the original Max and anybody who might be listening to this later, it took me 2.5 days to drive from Seattle to Scottsdale. And I took the Boise Vegas route on the way down, and even though it takes longer, I came back through Salt Lake City and then to Boise and then over to Seattle. Now some people were asking, why didn't I take the Los Angeles route, go from Phoenix to LA up through California to get to Seattle? Well, the big news is I just adopted a dog and the dog was near Boise, Idaho. And I had planned to go to BrickCon. So here was my plan. I was going to go to BrickCon. I was going to set up my MOCs. I was going to participate as a theme coordinator for Dystopia. I had it all planned. It was all great. And then the Friday, the week before BrickCon, I got the news that 3 of my relatives all came down with COVID at the same time. And they were unvaccinated. So I really had a heart-to-heart with myself, and I said, I really got to go down there. And it took me 2.5 days to get down there. Where's all Spooky tonight? Oh, he's probably hanging out with Panfred Nudo right now. I saw him in Panfred's stream. So he'll probably come over in a little bit. But, yeah, Spooky Glenn. I think Spooky Glenn is going to have to be a recurring feature sometime. We'll have to figure out, like, a schedule. Maybe he could be a Monday night a frequent viewer on the Brickanista Broadcast Network on Twitch. Yeah. Oh, hey, Lego Maniac Zach, how's it going? I was just talking about my trip. So I after going down through Vegas, I said, I don't want to take that US 93 again. And if you look it up, US 93 from Nevada to Arizona is also known as Blood Alley. So there's another part of US 93 that snakes through Arizona that has high winds. And that you have signs that say, beware of high winds. And who knows what's happened there. That your relatives are feeling much better now. Yes, thank you, Yin Yang. It was, let me tell you, this has been the most emotionally and physically exhausting trip that I have taken in my life. It's been physically exhausting because I had to drive alone 2.5 days each way to get there and back. And then emotionally exhausting because there was a point where I was really concerned, especially for my brother, because my brother got down to 88% oxygen levels. And I kept having to tell him, you've got to go to the hospital. Let me take you to the hospital. Please let me take you to the hospital. So, yeah. And Have Studs Will Travel is here. Thank you, Joel. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Spooky Glenn was your background on Sorlug. That's awesome. I'm sure people were asking about, where I am, and hopefully you relayed to them what was happening. And honestly, I could have logged in on Friday, but I've been so emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, and I'm so grateful to be back in Seattle. The other thing, going back to emotional kind of roller coaster, is that driving from Seattle to Scottsdale, I had to go through several states. I went through, of course, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, and Arizona in some particular order. So yeah, let's say we are in the divided states of America, not the United States of America, because I can tell you every one of those states, the mask laws are completely different. And people treat you differently based on whether you're wearing a mask or not. And the other reason why I've been very concerned is you probably have seen the rise of Asian hate. And there was one point where I was at a rest stop, and this woman was like staring at me from, I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm looking up dog grooming places on the way back. And this was actually in Washington. So I was kind of feeling like, okay, I'm back in Washington. Things are probably going to be okay. And she was staring at me through my driver's side window. And I was looking at her like, okay, she's got her hands in her pocket. And I'm thinking, I hope she doesn't have a gun in that pocket. Honestly, all of this Asian hate that's going on out there, I've been scared. I'll be honest with you. I'm scared for me. I'm scared for my family. Because people just are lashing out their anger either on airplanes, I was mentioning this earlier, or to innocent people. They're getting sucker punched on the streets. So anyway, this woman stops me, and then she asks me for help. So she was saying that they're down to like 1/8 of a tank of gas, and they want to get to Spokane. And I said, okay, thank God. Could you do me a favor and take your hands out of your pocket? Because I'm sorry, but there's been a lot of Asian hate out there. So she took her hands out of her pocket. I kind of felt bad because it was like, look, I've got nothing in my hands. So anyway, she told me this story, and she said, we just need some gas. We need some gas to get there. And I said, do you need to siphon gas out of my car or what? And whether or not it was legitimate, I gave her some money. And I said, look, I'm going to help you out, but 2 things. I'm going to help you out for 2 things you have to do in exchange for me giving you this money. One of them is you have to pay this forward. So the next time somebody asks you for help, you need to help them. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you need to fight against Asian hate. And she goes, what do you mean Asian hate? I have Asian people in my family. I said, there is so much happening right now, which is really scary for people of Asian descent. And, I've been pretty fortunate because I think I'm a woman who is not very, I guess, intimidating. So I don't think people necessarily will target me, but who knows? Who knows, right? Like I said, it scared me enough when this woman was like staring at me through the window. I was like, oh no. Thankfully, I had Sarah with me, my dog, who is called K Sarah, but Sarah for short too. Yeah, it is sad. It has become really bad these days. Few years with Corona, fear, hard times. Exactly. Exactly. And Eastern Washington is more Idaho than Seattle. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Joel. And, you know, when I would stop for gas or if I would go to a rest stop to use the facilities, I always wore a mask. And there were some places that they didn't wear masks and they like gave me the dagger eyes. Like, how dare you wear a mask in this gas station? And, you know, I would ask for the key to the restroom. And the other thing I think helps me being an Asian woman in America is I speak English very well. I think if I had an accent of any sort as an immigrant, I probably would not be as treated as well. And my parents spent a lot of time with me and my brother making sure that we spoke English well because they didn't want us to face that kind of discrimination. And I'm just mentioning this on my stream because this is a platform for me, and I think that we need to raise awareness for this, and I'm so thankful to the Lego community because I really feel this is an oasis of kindness and an oasis of support that we have in this really troubled time. Okay, so anyway, on my way back, I went through Salt Lake City, and I tried to catch up with Aubrey Kovach, or the Brick Cove, and then Marianne Asanuma. So Marianne and I were able to meet, and I said, do you mind if we stop at this coffee shop because they have vegan food there? Well, we walk in, and nobody's wearing a mask. And it was the one time, or I should say there's a couple times where I walked into a place without my mask and I was really scared. And so I do have a test kit with me, a COVID test kit. And when I left Arizona, I was negative, and it comes with 2 tests. So I'm going to test myself again, probably, let's see, maybe Thursday, because I tested on Thursday, and just a week later see how I'm doing. So I'm still practicing social distancing. I'm keeping to wearing my mask because I was exposed to my brother and he had COVID. So I don't want to give that to anybody else. You can absolutely relate and feel your situation being a Hispanic male. Exactly. I think we're coming to a point in our society where race is dividing us in so many places. And it's really surprising, too, that these sucker punches and things that are actually happening in big melting pot cities. I just recently saw a woman who was 37 got sucker punched, I think, in Philadelphia. And that's supposed to be, the city of brotherly love? And she got sucker punched in the face. They caught the guy on a security camera. But what is happening, folks? Why are we doing this? It's a virus. and I really hope that we can come to a resolution. I hope the virus dies off, that we can get over this, and that we can get back to normal, and that hopefully things will resolve. But in the meantime, I'm hyper vigilant, as many of you know. I was germophobic before the pandemic happened, so I just was already in that mode. And I just really, really hope everybody takes this seriously. That's the other message I want to make sure everybody knows. My brother, he almost wouldn't let me take him to the hospital because he thought he could sleep on it and he'd feel better in the morning. Thank goodness he listened to me because he had been in the hospital for 4 days. And at that point, he had a fever for 9 days. And his fever broke when he was at the hospital, probably because he was getting the oxygen, he was getting steroids, he was getting fluids, he was getting the help he needed in order to overcome this. And I know some people out there are really stubborn and they say, it's just like the flu, I get over the flu all the time. It is not. It is so serious. I mean, if your organs don't get oxygen, you will be in really bad shape. My brother and my nephew, who both had to spend time in the hospital, were really, really lucky. And I am thankful that I drove down there, and I think I was able to convince my brother. I'm not sure what would have happened. I mean, I'm not going to take full credit, but I am going to say I'm sure I was a factor in this whole thing. So going back to Marianne, I met with Marianne, and we did a Brickanista on the Move episode. It was a short one, but we did that on her porch, and I had Aubrey dial in remote. And so we had a little StreamYard event on Marianne's deck, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I kind of feel like I started the Brickanista on the Move episodes just to kind of get out of my little bubble just here in Washington. But it was a proof of concept that works, and I have all the equipment that I can continue to do this when I'm on the road. But anyway, I'm sure you're not here to hear all of my adventures on the road, but I will say that I'm so thankful to be back in Seattle. The other thing about this is it was a watershed moment for me, because I realized that Seattle really is my home now. Even when I was in Arizona with family, it was the freaking desert. My God, my skin was drying up. I had to wear chapstick all the time. I was getting bit up by mosquitoes everywhere. I was miserable, and I don't like the heat. So it was like 91 degrees, and I couldn't sleep, and it was awful. So I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for your patience. I am back in Seattle. I plan to stay here for a while. I'm really grateful that my family is okay, and that hopefully we can also go back to normal too. So anyway, so thank you for indulging me for that about 20 minutes of discussion. But it was I was gone for 2 weeks, so I had to catch you up. So today, what I decided to do, welcome to the Southwest. Yeah, I don't think I would do well in the Southwest. Even when I was in Northern California, that is pretty dry as well and hot, and I was kind of miserable there too. So no place like home. Yeah, for me now, Seattle is my home. All right, so what we're going to do today, my friends, is we are going to work on the bonsai tree. And part of the reason for that is that I know that Pan-Fred right now is building the Hidden Side, the Stranger Things set. And I do have the Stranger Things set, which I also thought would be kind of cool for Halloween and spooky month and all of that. But I also wanted to do something that isn't too extensive. This is 878 pieces. Oops. Let's see if I can get this into the stream view. There we go. 878 pieces. But I'm not going to do all the frogs. I think I'm just going to do this view with the greenery. And part of the reason for that is that I just wanted to do something chill today. I didn't want to have something that was too extensive, and I just feel that this is probably a good compromise. So if you do want to watch the the Stranger Things build, I definitely recommend you hang out with Pan-Fred. He's doing a great job with that. I know Glenn was there earlier. I think he's still there because I don't think he's come into the chat yet. But I just wanted to tell you, I'm really grateful for you all hanging out with me. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to work on the bonsai tree. And I know I'm out of frame here. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. Yeah. So this one, I don't think I'm going to open this like a tray. I think I'm going to open this on the side here. Yeah. But thank you, everyone. Seriously, you all have been so great, because when I did stream on Thursdays on YouTube. I did do a couple Thrifty Thursday episodes, and those seemed to go well. In fact, I think, was it you, Max, who said you wanted to get the diving boat, which I did right before I left, and but you didn't want to pay full price. So you know what I should do is I should approach Target as a sponsor. Because I have pushed Target so much on my streams on Thrifty Thursdays, because I always get good deals just using that Target app. But yeah, so I'm thinking that one thing, I'm trying to think about what am I going to do for, Brickanista's broadcast network channel moving forward. This is a fun build. So many people are doing the Stranger Things set. Yeah, exactly. I admit I have it, and I want to build it during the month of October. Thanks for going against the grain. Yeah, in fact, it's funny you say going against the grain. One of the CDs that I brought with me is the Garth Brooks Roping the Wind. And the first song in that album is some going against the grain. And that CD is a really great driving CD. Ooh, look at this. We've got these little tubes. I know it's hard to see with this black background here. I'll put it on this green background. Let me zoom in a little bit. So we've got these really fine tubes here, these flex tubes. So that's really cool. We got 2 of those. Yeah, I think everybody's doing Stranger Things, honestly, Lego Maniac Zach. I think the other person I know is Amish Ace. He just did the Barracuda Bay, and I think he's going to be starting on that sometime soon. You're building Hidden Side Newberry Haunted High School. Oh, fun. It's too bad you don't stream, Joel. Maybe, you know, we could live vicariously through you. You're sure you'll find a way to make that bonsai spooky and Halloween inspired. Yes, that's a great idea. I hadn't thought about that. Great idea, Joel. Okay, so it looks like bag 5 is mostly the white and the pink leaves, I think. And where are the frogs? The pink frogs. Where'd the pink frogs go? There they are. No, wait a minute. Okay. I don't know. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they're in bag number 5. So I think we're not going to do the pink ones, but that's a great point. We can make a spooky bonsai. So maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. I think I have enough time to do just the regular build. We'll have to see. Now this is different. They actually have the instructions in a sealed bag. I thought of streaming just to get through my backlog, but you can't build and engage with viewers if they show up. Well, you know what? You know what I've found is that the more people I talk to who just recently started streaming, it's the same thing. Is they said, well, I have this huge backlog and I might as well be talking to people while I'm building. And it's kind of like, yeah, but do you know how hard it is to do that? People think that you can just, you know, start a stream and get people engaged and such. And I'm just thinking, okay, good luck with that. You know, some people are doing great, I will admit. But some others, it's kind of like, yep. That you got to have followers too, you know. You can't all be streamers. Yeah. All right, so this is a really beautiful little manual. And, oh, look, we get the teal brick separator. Nice. And I think here's where they're talking a little bit about the elements, the pieces that they're using. I think these are plant-based elements, meaning that I think they're not, you know, oil plastic. I think they're actually made from plants. So maybe I should actually read it. that might be a thing. But I will say, being an older American, trying to read white text on a black is not that easy, I will say. Yeah, sustainable future for children. Currently more than 80 Lego elements, including trees, leaves, and bushes, are made from a plant-based plastic produced using sustainably sourced sugar cane. Oh, that's cool. So it's using sugar cane, plants from plants. These elements represent the first steps of a bigger mission to make Lego bricks from sustainable sources by 2030. Wow. Okay, well, see? All right. So, yeah, I did go against the grain today instead of trying to do another Stranger Things set build that, you know, I could do that. And I even thought maybe if I did something like a Patreon account that people could do that there. Okay, so steps 1, 2, and 3, or bags 1, 2, and 3 will build the base. 4 will give us the green leaves, and it looks like 5 is the pink, so we're not going to do that, and 6 is the base. So I think we can get this in a pretty good amount of time. If not, like I said, I'll finish it tomorrow. So it'll be today and tomorrow, definitely. And if tomorrow we end up spending time and creating a spooky bonsai, I love that idea. Thank you, Joel. I will say that the chat is always great for giving me some new ideas to use on the stream. I always use the panda divers as a great example of that. I would have never come up with panda divers on that build that I did for Let's Go Camping. So thank you again. You guys are awesome. So I'm going to put away bag number 5 because we're not going to need that. And my dog, by the way, Sarah, she's over here. Poor thing, she's only been here for 2 days, so she's kind of looking at me like, what are you doing? What is all of this plastic that you got around you? And I've been dog proofing my home too, so she's been really great. She's very quiet and very affectionate, and she's also a picky eater. I will say that she doesn't, my last dog, if you put food in the bowl, he would just scarf it down. I mean, it was like he was ravenous, like he couldn't get the food into his mouth fast enough. She will pick 1 piece or 2 pieces at a time and sniff it, and then she'll start eating. So I think I'm going to have to keep her same dog food. I don't think I could change the brand because I would be worried that if I bought a new brand of dog food, she would look at it and say, no, I'm not going to eat that. And then what do you do? Hey, Sarah. Maybe we'll have you say hello to people in a little bit. Okay. So it has a little small bag inside here. And this is mostly, looks like plates and a couple of these snot pieces, snot bricks. So that's going to be good. Yeah, this is going to be building this little tray here. So for those of you who are thinking about following along, I know Glenn had, when we were talking about Spooky Glenn earlier, Glenn, when he's on a call, whether it's Sort Lug or a Zoom call or something, he doesn't want to wake his wife up. So he doesn't say anything. He just has his face on the screen, and then he'll type in the chat. And so I was in a hotel when that was happening, and I noticed my lighting was really weird, right? Because it was bouncing off a pillow and it was kind of lighting me from below, kind of like a campfire. You really enjoyed my mock improv this afternoon? Oh, cool. Thank you. You finally had a weekend free and caught the show and thought, you all did a great job. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know about mock improv, that is something that we do on YouTube once a month, usually the first or second Sunday of the month. And I have found that the more people I have introduced this concept to, they really, really love it. Because you just don't know what you're going to build, and you have to decide, make some decisions and then just go with it. Because if you change midstream, then you got the clock working against you. And we have had so much fun with that, and I'm just really, really grateful for the Tricky Lug community because most of the people who participate that are Tricky Lug members. Now this is an interesting piece. I don't know if you've seen this. This is very common in some of the Friends sets, is that it has a row of, and I know it's kind of hard to see, let me put my hand behind there. It's got a row of snot here, but this is the interesting part, is it's a 2x6 plate with a 1x4 plate on top, and it has the snot on the side. So you see this in the Troll set, you see this in the Friends set, and it can be very handy for some of these external sideways builds that you might be doing. So we're adding these to the perimeter of this, and it's also interesting because in the Friends sets, they come in these little playful colors, and this dark gray is a departure from that. So this might be a piece that I might want to get, as far as the bricks and pieces order. And if you look at the way that they built this, you can see that you've got this nice row of snot that you can build on the side. So that's a technique that could be handy in the future. Yeah, I think that I don't build sets as much as I build MOCs, but today, because of everything that's been happening in my life, I just said, you know, I just want to veg. I'm just going to follow instructions and talk for a little bit. And I've wanted to build this set for a while. So I think, and then Joel, that idea of making this a spooky bonsai tree, that is awesome. So that's definitely going to be in the works. Yeah. But thank you, everyone. I know some of you have reached out to me individually during my time away, especially with the drive. Some of you were checking in on me to make sure I made it to each destination. Are you okay? Is everything all right? It's like, and by the way, on my way back, I met with Shock the Toast. So Shock the Toast met me in Kennewick, Washington, because he lives in Pasco, Washington. And I told him, I said, I'm driving from Boise home, and I will be swinging by there in about 3 hours. And I kind of forewarned him a couple days before, and yeah, it worked out. We were able to meet in person, in real life, and he actually was able to watch my dog while I went to use the restroom. That was cool. Yeah, so he's the very first person to meet my dog in real life, besides me, of course. So, yeah, so that was really cool. Now, this is nice for those of you who are familiar with the rotator. This is the clicking rotator, and it's the large one. And then it has these corner tiles, which you see a lot in the modular buildings. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think just the outpouring of support from people in the Lego community, because the other thing, as I mentioned, I missed BrickCon. And a lot of people were saying, oh, I was looking forward to meeting you at BrickCon. I'm so sorry we couldn't see you. And I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. I would have much rather have been at BrickCon than driving 2.5 days to Arizona. Trust me, it wasn't a choice that I really wanted to make, but I knew I had to make. And that's where it really, really, made me realize if I had not gone and things had gone south, I would not have had a chance to say goodbye to my brother if that would have happened. So I was like, I really got to go down there. I got to go down there, see the lay of the land, see what's happening. By the way, this is really good for these 2x2 black slopes, these black curved slopes. Really beautiful. So, yeah. And these are the things you can't plan, right? When you have family in crisis, you just, at least for me, it was kind of like, well, I'm not going to get on a plane, so what are my options? I don't have a lot of options here. So I am going to drive. I'm going to drive down there and see what happens. Okay, this I'm confused about because it says I'm supposed to be able to put some things here, but there's no where are the side builds. Did I miss a step? Let me see if I missed a step because I'm going, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I missed a step. Look at that. Okay, hold up. I jumped the gun on this one. Okay. I was like, God, I really missed a step. Okay, let's backtrack. So once again, for those people who are starting to stream and you think, oh yeah, this is easy, I'll get through my backlog. It's like, yeah, try talking and building at the same time. All right, so here are those bricks that I mentioned earlier. They go on the side here. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, and like I said, I'm talking about my family and all of that, and you're indulging me by listening. And then for those of you, I think Max was there when we knew that my brother was out of the woods. My mom really wanted to go to Sedona. It's one of her favorite places to go. and she really wanted to go, and so we spent some time, and I did a really quick Instagram live from Sedona, and my mom was happy about that because, you know, it's another 2-hour drive. Let's just say my car, I have to say, I love, love, love my Subaru because that car got me through so much. And, okay, so let's see. All right, so you notice we have these filler bricks, this 1x1 filler brick here, and have this all the way around. And so we got that. And I'm going to refresh the chat because I haven't seen, maybe I didn't want to see if I missed anything. Okay. I'm still streaming, right? Okay. All right. I think I'm still up to date. All right, so here we go. We've got this, and yeah, I missed a big step. That was a huge step. And then I've got more steps that I missed. Okay, I was wondering, they showed these hinge pieces. Let me see if I can show this to you. Okay, so we've got these 1x2 with the bar on there. You missed mock improv today. Yeah, it was fun. You missed out. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we always have a good time. And so Debo was there, as well as Rob Zaccardi, Brickworm, and then Matthew Builds Bricks. And it was so much fun doing that, and I felt bad because Ferg had to cancel because something came up today. But it actually worked out because the way the screen shows, it actually looks better when you have just 5 players and the timer, because then you have an equal viewing. So it all worked out, and Ferg is an extremely fast builder. I mean, this guy has won competitions at, Brick Cascade and other places because he can build fast. Sorting, building, listening here. Oh, okay. You'll try to watch it tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. It's fun because we don't know what we're going to be building. In this particular case, the chat was pretty mild when it came to suggestions. So yeah, I'd have to say, Joel, your presence was missed because what we ended up building was a shady deal, or not a shady deal, 2 guys. All right, let me step back. We used CMFs from the What If series, and the CMF had to be in a back alley meeting with a guy about a thing. So that was so kind of vague and broad that it could go anywhere. And what was hilarious, and Rob Zaccardi pointed this out, was that the adults came up with pretty mild-mannered things that were happening. And then Matthew, who's 13, came up with like these gangs who were meeting in the alley. And I think one of them was the Little Forest Friends is upset that video is taking over in popularity. And then he came up with the Jack Stone gang too. You didn't have any outrageous prompts. Exactly. So that's why, Joel, your input was missed because, like when you said, I think you came up, excuse me, with juggling fish one time, right? I think that was you. Yeah, so you have a knack for coming up with some really weird things. And then the last time we did this, we used the Thanos mech set, and we had to re-brick it. And that one was Thanos having breakfast or brunch in a litter box. And that was kind of fortuitous because Glenn, whenever he joins, he always says meow, right? He always comes in like a cat. Though lately he's been saying boo. So, yeah, I think when you're in the chat, well, it's just like when you were talking about panda cliff divers, Joel. I mean, Panda Cliff Divers is hilarious too. And that came from you as well. So you can see these 2x2 rounded curves just look beautiful as a finishing touch for this. You can see how it's nice coming around as a nice base. And oh, we just got raided. Tin Hat Bobcat. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I'm Naomi, the Brickanista, and we're working on a bonsai tree that we're gonna make into a spooky tree probably tomorrow, because I only stream for about 3 hours, and yes, Tin Hat Bobcat. And is it the Panda G? Wow, that's so close to the name of my mascot, which is Pandy Panda. So the Brickanista Broadcast Network has a panda as a mascot, so we're always doing that. So yeah, welcome. I'm a chill builder, so I don't do a lot of the dances and stuff, but I will talk about builds, and we are working on the bonsai tree right now. You love the bonsai build. Oh, cool. Well, I've wanted to do this for a while, and then we were just talking about how the chat gives me good ideas, so we're thinking about, we're going to start by just doing the green trees, or the green leaves, and then later, probably tomorrow, we'll turn it into a spooky tree. So yeah, but right now I'm working on bag number 1, so you caught it at a good time. And yeah, so I'm just a chill builder, and I mostly do MOCs. And the reason why I'm not doing a MOC today is I had a family emergency come up this week, or actually 2 weeks ago. And I just, MOCs take a lot of mental energy. And so I just said, I'm going to work on the bonsai tree today. So hello, how has it been so far? This so far has been really good. And the cool thing about doing a set where you follow the instructions is that you can engage with the chat a little bit better too. And if you're wondering why I don't have a lot of points, is that I have post-traumatic stress from a viewer who would exercise points just to see if I was paying attention. And I kind of felt he was a stalker. So I set the points to be maximum so then I can just primarily engage with the chat. Now I did notice why is my emote wall not, can somebody put some emotes? Because it should bounce with some emotes on the emote wall, but I'm not seeing it show up. Weird. Because I do have it active. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I think I see what's happening. Hold up. Okay, I see. Alright, I'm gonna fix this. The emote wall was in the wrong space. The other thing I'll warn you about is I'm not very good with technology. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be working. Let me fix that. Okay, do some emotes now. It'll work. There it is. Okay. Oh, thank you, PJ Name 1122 for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, so now I got emote wall working. So sorry about that. Like I said, I'm not that great when it comes to technology. I'm learning. I've been streaming for just a little over a year, and you'd think I'd have things more dialed in, but anyway, so the emote wall is working. So that's one little bit of engagement that I can offer to you. But one of these days, I did set it up. I do have a couple things that are there, but like I said, I need to spend more time. But I had a family emergency. Essentially 3 of my family members all came down with COVID at the same time, and they were all unvaccinated, and they're all in Arizona and I'm in Seattle. So I drove 2.5 days each way. I spent a week down there, and thankfully everybody is recovering. One of them was able to recover on his own. 2 of them needed hospital help. So my nephew had to be in the hospital for 2 days, and my brother had to be in the hospital for four days. And thankfully everybody is going to recover. So yeah, let's just say I had a very scary moment that was not Halloween based, and I just had to leave. And I don't want to get on an airplane right now with COVID and everything, so I drove. It took me freaking four, 2.5 days, so roughly 4 to 5 days just in travel time. So I wanted to point these out. These are really cool pieces. This is a 2x2 with the Technic pin on the back. So these go underneath, and then this is brilliant. This is what they did, is they have these tires, the big fat chunky tires, that they use those as the base. Oops, I'm missing something. Oh, look at that. They have these cool teal barrels, the Technic barrels that go in here. And then you put this on there. Oh, that is beautiful. Wow. Wow, let me zoom in on one of these so you can see it better. Oops, sorry, you gotta adjust the camera. All right, you can do this, you can do this. There we go. Sorry. Interesting. Glad to hear they're on the path. Yeah, let's just say my brother has been a big anti-vaxxer for a long time. I don't know, I haven't talked to him to see if this has changed his mind, but oops, I just realized I'm not working on the right one. There we go. There's that. So you got that there. So I'm just working on all the others, so you can see that they're all on there now. So just to kind of get a closer look, that is just a beautiful way to do that. And you might be asking, why did they use that teal color for that barrel? And it probably is the designer's favorite color because it's hidden, right? You're not going to see that teal Technic barrel. You're just gonna look at this and think. So two potential reasons. One is that it's a black 2x2 Technic, I guess, plate with the Technic bar. That's black, and then you have a black, tire. So maybe they had to put a contrasting color just to make it easier for people, but you don't see it. It's a hidden piece. So anyway, a little bit of a bonus, I guess, for anybody looking for those. You see those connector barrels in the Mindstorm sets because they love to use this color. So anyway, FYI. But yeah, so I've been, it was physically exhausting, honestly, and it was mentally exhausting just being on the road for that long. Driving, I have a whole new respect for truck drivers who can do that. So these are the only 2 extra pieces we have from bag number 1. Okay, bag number 2. I have an interesting MOC style from what I saw. Oh, thank you, PJ Name 1122. I will say I am an award-winning MOC builder in a variety of different places. My very first award was for a pirate ship that I did a mashup of the Spice Girls as pirates. I won that award at Bricks by the Bay in 2019. In 2020, I won an award at BrickCon for my film. I did a stop motion animation / live action / 2D animation film with a bunch of people from my film school, and it took honorable mention for that. And this year, even though I wasn't at BrickCon because of my family emergency, I won an award for a micro-scale tower that I had built out of bracelets, Lego bracelets. So yeah, I can actually say I'm a legit award-winning builder. So I think when you win your first award, that's when you think, okay, I am onto something. I can do this. All right, so just so you know, this is what we're going to be building now, is we're going to be building the tree that goes into the center of this here. Yeah. So, and we're going to start with this disc. But thank you, PJ Name 1122. Or is it PG? Sorry, PG. PG Name. Yeah, I think when you first start out as, and I've talked with a variety of different mock builders who have just discovered, you know, this whole hobby, and that I think when you win your first award, that's when you think, oh, okay, I can do this, and the community appreciates my build and my build style. And you probably noticed too, if you looked at my account, that I do a lot of panda builds. So I didn't get an award for my panda pirate ship, but I did get a lot of people who sent me private notes who said that they really loved my panda pirate ship. So it resonated with people. So I think that's pretty cool. Now it's hard to see in the instructions, but these are those chocolate ingots. So you can see the little ingots that are here. And these chocolate ingots are going to be here. So some people call them candy bars, but I think the technical term is ingots. So yeah. So even though I was not at BrickCon, and this is where it's really nice having supportive friends, because Brickworm, who is Deneen, she lives close to me, and we actually met at BrickCon. We met at BrickCon in 2019, and she and I happened to be at the Women's Brick Initiative at the same table, and she didn't have anybody to hang out with. So I told her, I said, hey, you can hang out with me, and I'm going to be building in this one area. And so she hung out with me, and yeah, we hit it off. Okay, I'm confused by this because I think they want this here. Yeah, this is where they want this. Here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see the action. Yeah, so this little corner piece, they wanted there. You mainly do mechs. Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's interesting because people gravitate to something that they enjoy. And lately mine have been panda MOCs. So I've built pandas going camping. Oh, here's a news alert. All right, you've seen pandas going camping. You've seen pandas on a pirate ship. My next one is going to be pandas in space. So you've heard about pigs in space. So now we're going to do pandas in space. And they're going to be called spandas because they're pandas in space. And yes, I did say spandas. That is going to be a new term. And here, let me move that over here and focus a little bit better. Yeah, so, and people who have known me know I like to put humor into my builds. So I have another character called Super Sewer Baby, who's been in a couple of my builds as well. And Super Sewer Baby made a reappearance. Spoiler alert, Joel. Super Sewer Baby came back into my build today. I won't tell you how, but he did. So yeah, he's back. Super Sewer Baby is back. Okay, so this last piece, you see this a lot in cars. This little frying pan, I guess. And they use it in cars for an exhaust. So I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Yeah. Okay. So we got this little sub build, and then the last piece before I turn the page, there's this rounded curve, this 1x2 rounded curve brick, and they want this here. So not the most intuitive thing, but it's got two of these attachment points, so you know there's going to be some sort of bar that's going to attach to there. Excuse me while I drink a little bit of tea I got behind me. And Sarah's just looking at me like, what are you doing? You just turned around. It's like whenever I move, she thinks something's happening. But she's been very, very sweet little dog. All right, my friends, what are we doing next? Okay, now this is interesting, is we have this dark chocolate. I'm calling it dark chocolate, but it's like dark brown. We've got this, and we have the regular reddish brown in here. So we've got, you know, a couple different colors. So yeah, so we're going to start with this dark brown. Yeah. In your style, you don't have to worry about exploding hips. Yeah, I guess not. Exploding hips is not necessarily something I have to worry about. Okay, so I have a 2x3, and I think I did not put this on right. I think I need to put this all the way on the end, like that. Okay. Now, ooh, this is a cool piece. Look at that. It's a teal 1x2 hanging down bracket. This is nice. Nice to have one of these. That happened to me 4 times, exploding hips. Well, you know, you said earlier that you're big into MOCs, and I know several people who are into MOCs, and you know, that's a huge talent. So don't discount yourself, because I tell you, doing MOCs is not easy. I've done only a few MOCs, and I think it's getting the balance too. That's hard. That can be challenging. All right, so this, I think there's one more piece. What am I missing? I think there's supposed to be a piece on the back here. Let's see. Yep, it's a 2x2 round. 2x2 round plate. All right, here we go. Yeah, so, sorry, what were you building, PJ name 1122? You said you do Technics, so you're building a mech? I'll need to follow you back when the stream is over and check out your Twitch stream. Because I've only been streaming for a little over a year. So I'm curious about how long you've been streaming and how you find Twitch versus like YouTube, because I stream on both. These are cool. These I call them tree trunk pieces. That look at how that is coming together like that. You reinforce the hips so it doesn't explode. Yeah. You're a larger style mech type. You don't stream Lego. Oh, you don't stream Lego. Oh, okay. So how did you find me? Did you look up brick building? Is that how you found me? Because I'm always curious about how people end up following me or finding me. And yeah, maybe because I use the brick building as a, I guess, handle. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, okay. I was supposed to put another one of those handles. Where is it? Here it is. So another one of these goes here. And, okay, interesting. And I will say, I'm going to show you these instructions because they're terrible. Look at this. Okay, so you got this dark brown and this lighter brown. There's no, sometimes they will put like a white outline around some of the parts so you know which ones and which directions they are. But you got to look really hard. Here, let me zoom in on this. Okay, now this is a little more obvious. So they're going in opposite directions, right? That was not easy for me to figure out from that view. So you look through Makers and Crafters. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, I think it's always interesting seeing how the Twitch universe kind of brings people together. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's totally cool. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I've only been streaming for a little bit over a year. And I did my first talk show format because I streamed for 8 hours for the first time. I usually stream for, I don't know, 3 hours at a clip. And let's see, what time is it now? It is 10:06. So I've been streaming for about an hour. I have another 2 more hours to go. And yeah, it's always been fun just seeing how people find each other. Okay, this next piece is a really weird piece. I'm looking for it. I thought it was this one, but maybe it's this one? Wow. Okay. See, this goes back to these directions are terrible. I mean, look at that. This is, oops, sorry. Oh, jeez. This camera angle is terrible. All right, so this piece, this number 2, I have to get 2 of these. And this is the weirdest looking piece. It's got these, okay. It's a random burst of ideas to update MOCs. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, it's interesting that you don't do Lego, but you found me through Makers and Crafters. That's really cool. So, here it is. This is the piece. And you know why it's interesting is that it's got these 4 studs, and then it's got a bar on the bottom. So which way is up? Is it this way or is it this way? According to this set of instructions, apparently it's this way. And I'm supposed to put this on the bottom, I think, of here. I'm guessing right now. I'm going to double check, but because they look like they're at different levels. But yeah. So I was talking earlier about a guy named Ferg Ponds. He goes by Artifice12 on Instagram, and he's a super fast builder. And I've did something, a Brickanista on the Move episode with him. He ended up building 2 sets, and I built 1 set. And I said, you know, we can't all be fast builders. You know, I do the best I can. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work. Aha. Let's see. So these are on 2 different levels. Awesome. So remember we built this base, and there's a set of clips here and a set of clips here. So I'm guessing this goes like that. Which looks kind of weird, but I guess that's what they want. Let me double check. Let's see. Nope, actually it's the other way around. But that doesn't make sense to me. Either way, it still looks off. But I think that's pretty close to the photo. Someone took 6 hours on 1 bag. Oh, okay. All right, see, this is what they want. And it just looks so weird. Doesn't that look weird? But that's what the photo says. 6 hours to do 1 bag? That seems excessive. So I've done, what, a bag and a half now in 1 hour? That's not bad. Okay, I guess that's what they want. So we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. See what happens. Don't question Lego. Okay. Good idea. I'm not gonna question Lego. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna do another little sub build. New sub build coming up, and this is where we get to use these angle brackets. So, and once again, gosh, these pieces are so bizarre. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna guess. And once again, you'll have to forgive me just because I'm looking at this parts list and I'm going, really? Really? That's what you want? I'm guessing it's this one. I think they want it this way, but that doesn't make sense. Okay, so there's another one in a dark chocolate. It's got some weird, aha, this must be it. Must be this piece. And somebody said they've built this already. Was that you, Lego Maniac Zach? They even used illegal techniques in the Mario Cube. I haven't built the Mario Cube yet. Interesting. Okay. So, alright, this doesn't seem right. No, that doesn't seem right. Alright, what am I missing here? This is throwing me off. Oh, I think maybe it's this direction. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, I think that's what they wanted. Like I said, this brown on brown with no highlighting is not the best. It really sucks, quite honestly. So I'm gonna give kind of bad marks for Lego on that. Especially if they are targeting adults for this. You know, some of us don't have the best eyesight. Just saying. Just saying, Lego. You know, if you really want to target older adults, you can't make it this difficult. Let's see. I think they want that there. And yeah, so like I said, this is not my favorite build when it comes to the instructions. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of lame that way, because you want things to be enjoyable, right? You don't want to have to be struggling to see if these instructions are right. So like right now, I'm looking at this going, do they want this here? I guess they want this here. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. So far, I haven't had to use the brick separator, so I've been pretty fortunate. But yeah, if they're gonna target adults, especially over 18 and people, you know, in higher generations, they're gonna need to do better than this. Yeah. Okay. I'm guessing here. I'll show you the photo. See what I mean about brown on brown, both dark brown and light brown with no white, you know, outlines. I mean, really, people, you know. All right. Well, like I said, it is what it is. Okay. All right. So this apparently goes on one side to cover this up. All right. So I think this goes here. I'm trying to see where the attachment point is. Where does this attach? Or maybe just on the base? Let's see. Yeah, attaches on the base. Okay. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna guess like that. So there you go. Maybe I need to move it over one stud. Let's see, does the thing hang out? Yeah, no, it says this hangs out, so I'm gonna leave it there. We'll leave that there. And then we're gonna do the other complementary side. Yeah, I don't know, it's just, it does make you wonder, right? As far as when it's like the designers are talking, yeah, just put brown on brown in the instructions. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna question us. We know what we're doing. It's like, maybe, have you heard about the term focus group? You know, maybe you need a focus group to look at these instructions and give you some feedback. How's that for, you know, actual business practices that you should be doing? Let's see, what do we have here? It looks like, yeah, I should have another wedge. I have this part, which is going to go here, but I need the wedge. Ah, here's the wedge. There we go. Right? Let me just double check, because I've been known to jump ahead with moves when I shouldn't be. Okay, 1x4, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So we got that and that. Alright, we got that there. Alright. Alright. Alright, now it's working. I think we're back. We're back on track again. But yeah, like I said, this brown on brown instructions, really lame. Sorry, Lego, but you gotta calls it like I sees it. And I'm calling shenanigans. Shenanigans on you. Alright, and it looks like... Alright, I'm gonna say that 1x2 brown here. I feel like I'm missing a piece, but I don't see... This is the piece. I feel like I'm missing a piece here. Let me see if I can show you this way. So we have this long slope. Let me zoom out just a hair. So we have this long slope, and then we also have this 1x2 slope, rounded slope. Nano bricks do 2 steps at one time. Oh, at least it's not as confusing as nano bricks. Yeah. Okay, well, I almost feel like there should be another 1x2. Let me see, how many 1x2 slopes are there? Okay, there's 2. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe we're supposed to put another one of these 1x2s here. Aha, that's what it is. So I probably need to do that on the other side too. Okay. All right. We're back in business again. And we're going to put this down here. Okay. And yep, I need to put one of those rounded bricks right there. Lego has a questionable amount of steps. Yes, it does. It definitely does. So how long do you stream for, PJ Name 1122? I usually do about 3 hours. That's my average usually when I'm streaming. But I did do an 8-hour stream in a talk show format on my Streamiversary. That was something new. I might do that again. That was fun. Because I had, you know, like back-to-back guests who came on, and we just talked about different things in Lego and what we were working on, and etc. So yeah, might do that again. Yeah, and like I said, I turned off my points because this one guy, what a tool. I mean, because I like to do MOCs, and when I was doing a MOC, he would exercise points and then, you know, criticize me if I missed it. And I was just like, you know, I just want to build. Why can I not just build? Why do I have to be, you know, punished for not doing something a certain way? Okay, I think I put one there. I think I need to put another one. Where's the rounded? Here it is. You rarely do? That's what, it's very random as far as your points. Okay, so this is an interesting technique. So they use these corner bricks with a 2x2 round on the back, and then this allows you to make this shape. That's pretty cool. That's a technique I will definitely use in the future. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess, does it even really matter which way these go? I guess I need to put some of these to lock these in. Alright, so now they're asking me to put these bricks in place. I think that'll lock that in. Yeah, I think that's the other thing is that you would think people who stream would be sympathetic to other streamers. You know, it's kind of like you wouldn't want somebody doing that on your stream, so why do you do that on my stream? Because this guy streams too. And he's like, oh, I like to shake things up. It's like, you just like to be a jerk. You know, it's kind of like... Okay, alright, so we got those in place. Yeah. And like I said, most people in the Lego universe are actually quite nice. I will say, with all the crap that's happening right now, there are a lot of really nice people. And we were talking earlier today, before you joined PG Name 1122, that There's a lot of trolls out there, but you don't have people like punching each other in the face, right? Because we were talking about that, about the Asian hate that's going on right now. Yeah, it's scary, scary stuff. Oops, put this on the wrong side. This goes on the bottom here. That's the other thing. This comes with those chocolate bars or the brown ingots. So yeah, this goes here. Aha, interesting. Okay, so remember that this little circular build we did. This goes here. Ooh, look at that. And I think I put this on the wrong place because you notice these have the rounds. So they want these on the rounds. So put this here, put this here. Easy to fix. That's the good thing about Lego. Is that things are usually pretty easy to fix. There we go. Okay, that's interesting. We all have our own style of things. Yeah. A tree segment. Yeah, I like this. This is cool. And like I said, I don't do sets as often as I do MOCs, but I always learn some new techniques when I work on sets. So I do like that. Okay, so this is interesting. They're putting these on either side. And once again, these brown instructions are terrible. They're just god-awful. Like, it does not make it as enjoyable. I will say that. Okay, so this and this 1x2 in a dark brown. Yeah, I think this will get better when we get to the green leaves, but right now this trunk is kind of a pain. And I'll just show you. Here are the instructions. Once again, look at this. It's like, I think this bar matches with this bar. You have a habit to modify sets, I get. Well, yeah. Yeah, I think mods are, that's how I kind of got my start with mocking, is you take a set that you like and then modify it to even make it even better. There's a guy, Perry Wang, who was on my stream for my anniversary stream, and he did an at with Fabuland colors, which I thought was really cool. Okay, so once again, Lego. This is a pain, because, alright, so this is cool. You got this 2x2 with the step. You see these in a lot of cars too. And it looks like they want this here, because they want the snot on the outside. But these instructions are terrible. It's like, God, really painful. Painful. Okay. And now we've got two of the... Alright. Now, where do they want these? And like I said, this is definitely... I need the colors to be... Here, I'll show you what I'm struggling with. Alright, so we're on this step here. And we've got two of these hinge pieces. And they don't outline where they go. So you're just kind of looking at this going, okay. So I think I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's wing this. I guess they want it maybe here, like this. I mean, I honestly, I'm kind of at a loss because they don't really give you much to work on. So I'm going to put them here, but knowing that this step I might have to redo. I mean, hey, how come you didn't come into the 24-hour sorting zone? People asked where I was. I was sleeping. So how are you, April? I I don't know if anybody told you, but I was driving for like 6 to 10 hours every day. Yeah, so Friday night, where was I Friday night? Friday night, I had just finished. Let's see, started Thursday night from Arizona to Salt Lake City. Then I drove from Salt Lake City to Boise. Yeah, and then I was meeting with a friend that night, and then I went to sleep. So yeah, that's why I wasn't on the stream. But I'm now having a hard time trying to figure out where this piece goes. I'm on step 37 right now, and this definitely can't be the right thing. This does not look right. So, but anyway, I hope your 24-hour stream went well. I think Robbie reached out to me, but I think I was asleep when he he sent it. He's like, "Yeah, we're all hanging out here. How are you?" And I'm like, "Not doing great, because my family pretty much, wore me out this last weekend." So, hope the stream went well. Hope you're doing okay. I didn't go to BrickCon. No, my family came down with COVID. 3 of my family members came down with COVID at the same time. 3 of them. Not just one, 3 of them. 3 of them decided, hey, we're gonna all come down with COVID right before you want to go to your convention. Alright, this might be better. I'm still trying to figure out if this is what they want. This is painful, folks. I'm sorry, but I'm really stuck on this one step. Step number 37. And I'm really struggling to figure out what they want here. So, aha, maybe this? Could it be this? That's right. Someone did mention the COVID. Yeah. When it comes to whether should I go to a sort lug call or should I take care of my family, the sort lug call is going to have to take a back seat. So sorry. Yeah, no, I had 3 members of my family all came down with COVID, and I pretty much was helping out. Oh man, here I'm gonna have to show chat. You might be able to help me out here. This is, all right, so I've got these 2, and I've got to make that. And let me see if I can zoom in. This might help if I zoom in a little bit. See where is this supposed to go? Maybe here, like that. Scary. How are they doing now? Better? Yeah. Yeah, they actually are. All 3 of them are going to be fully recovered soon. My brother had it the worst. So my brother refused to go to the hospital. That was another thing that was very frustrating. Is that I love my family and all, but it's like I had to beg with him to let me take him to the hospital. And he finally agreed to it. But it didn't come easy. I will say that. Okay, this might be the problem. This may not be in the right place. I thought this was supposed to be here, but I think that's where I screwed up. I think it actually is supposed to go here. Aha. Okay. I think now it all makes sense. Yeah, so imagine, April, that I get a notification from my mom on September 24th that my brother and my 2 nephews all have COVID. Yay! This was it. That was the problem. Okay. Oh my God, that was painful. So anyway, so going back to, I get this notification, and it's the week before BrickCon. And you know how much I was looking forward to BrickCon. I was a theme coordinator. I was bringing a bunch of models, and then I get this news, and they're all unvaccinated. That's the other thing, is that they did not get vaccinated. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, my mom says, you know, we could really use your help, and I don't want to take a plane, so I drove down there, and that took a long time. All right, so I'm sorry I'm hesitating, but I've got to put a 1x2 brick somewhere. Where's that 1x2 brick supposed to go? I already have that one there. Here's the instructions. Here's the 2x2 round plate, and then there's supposed to be a brick. And like I said, these instructions, sorry Lego, but they suck. You know, it's like, where does that other brown piece go? It looks like there, but you know, when I look at this, where does it go? Here, let me zoom out just a hair. Yeah, I was very excited to go. I was so excited to go. I gave up my BrickCon so I could drive 2.5 days down to Arizona, spend a week down there, and then drive 2.5 days back. Yeah. I dragged him into the car and say, you're going to like it or not. Pretty much his oxygen levels got down to 88%. Because I got him an oxygen monitor, because he said, I want an oxygen monitor. So I got him the oxygen monitor. And then when he told me it was at 88%, I said, you're going to the hospital. I'm taking you to the hospital right now. He is stubborn, though. I tell you, my brother is so stubborn. Okay. Once again, where in the heck do you want this brick? And I know it's going to be important, so that's why I'm looking at this going, come on, where does this go? I want to put it here, but I would have to put it on sideways. Maybe that is the answer. Maybe it goes on sideways like that. Or maybe it goes on sideways. Or are there two of them? No, just one. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this again. Like I said, I'm sorry, but it's just too freaking confusing, and these instructions are terrible. Okay, so it does look like it's supposed to be there. Oops, sorry. Let me zoom in some more. Aha! Thank you. Okay. Sideways and perpendicular. Okay. Did they give him albuterol? I don't know if they gave him albuterol. They gave him, yeah, he was at 88%. He knew what he told me. He said, I'm gonna wait overnight. I said, you're not waiting overnight. I'm gonna see how I feel in the morning. I go, no. I had to send him a bunch of different articles about how when you get to 88%, you have to go to the hospital. Finally, he agreed. So I took him to the hospital, and they put him on steroids and 6 liters of oxygen per minute and some fluids and an anti-inflammatory. So I don't know. He didn't say albuterol. He would have been worse if you didn't take him when you did. I know. And he was hilarious because he goes, you're going to have to wait for me because I'm going to have to take a shower. So we took a shower, and I said, okay, if you come with me, I will wait, but you need to come with me and I'll take you to the hospital. My friend says I probably saved his life, and I said, yeah, maybe I did, but he'll never admit to it. He'll never admit that I saved his life. Yeah. Steroids? Yeah, he definitely got steroids. Yeah. And my brother, he was in the hospital for 4 days. Oh, look, we get a chocolate frog. First chocolate frog here. Yeah. He was in bad shape. But the thing is so insidious about this disease is that it makes you think you're getting better. You don't really realize how bad you are And then once your organs start failing because they're not getting enough oxygen, by then it's too late. So I think if he would have waited another day or two, he might have been put on a respirator. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. If they put a breathing tube into his face, it most likely had albuterol also in it due to this, and then the steroids. It's the same thing they do for your daughter. Oh, did your daughter have COVID too? I did not know that. Yeah, no. My brother, like I said, bless his heart, but he is so freaking stubborn. And honestly, I was really worried. So it was emotionally trying and physically trying, because just taking the trip down there took a lot out of me. So yeah, it was not a good time. Let's just say, for family trips, this was not one of my favorite family trips. Okay, so let's see. But thanks for thinking about me anyway. People on Sort Lug are going, "Where's Naomi? Where's the Brickanista? Why isn't she here?" Like, as I'm freaking either driving home or I'm with my brother. No, that day, that Friday, I think if it was just, 2 days ago, I was on the road trip from Salt Lake City to Boise on Friday night. Because Saturday morning, I picked up my dog. I adopted a dog. She was in Boise. So I had planned that for after BrickCon. And I was instead in Arizona. Thankfully, the breeder said, yeah, if you want to come by later, that's fine. So she was really, really cool about that. Okay, so now we're covering up these studs here. She had cerebral palsy and she has a small airway, so whenever she gets sick with the flu, closes the airway. Oh. And then she can't breathe at all, so finally they gave us a breathing machine for home. Wow, that's got to be hard. That has got to be hard. Yeah, like I said, it was a very, very trying time for our family. But thankfully, looks like my brother is going to recover. He is so freaking lucky, I tell you. Stubborn as all get out, but lucky. Extremely lucky. Okay, that doesn't seem right, but that's what the instructions say. I think actually this might be, oops, I think this should be pointing up or out instead of down. I think it's supposed to actually be pointing this way. I think. Once again, suck. You instructions suck. Here, let me zoom in again. Let's see if this gives me a better view. Alright, so that brick, yeah, but where's the stud? Oh, it's actually underneath. Ah, okay. See, I'm glad I'm zooming in. Is this the bonsai tree? Yes, it is the bonsai tree that we're working on. Okay, so I did not put this on. Oops, sorry. I did not put this on the right place. This needs to go below that. It needs to go right here. I thought it was going over that, covering that up. So no, that's actually, oops. That doesn't seem right. Let's see, let's do that again. Okay. Alright, that covers up that. And then this, I think, is going this way. Alright. Okay, that actually works. See how much I had to zoom in, though, to see it? The after symptoms after COVID, sense of smell and taste take a while to come back in some people. Your mother-in-law had it too? Yeah. Well, I've talked about this on my stream before, about how my brother is an anti-vaxxer, and I don't know if this has changed his mind, quite honestly. I think he's, going to still be set in his ways, but he's lucky to be one of the people who got COVID and recovered. But not everybody recovers. I have a friend who just lost her cousin, and she was also an anti-vaxxer too. Okay, so I think this was actually, I think, supposed to be over one. And it looks like, wow, like I said, these instructions are terrible. Awful. Okay, I think that's what we're dealing with. here's what we're working with. Brown on brown with a lighter brown underneath. So, awesome. I still have not built your bonsai. Yeah, well, be prepared for having to zoom in a lot because the brown instructions are just awful. These are just terrible. I will say I'm not a fan. Definitely not a fan of this. Okay, I think that goes there. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of the bonsai tree, but I do think these instructions for brown on brown, it's just like, help us out a little bit, you know? Your oldest son is 20. He's been staying here and is the only one that won't get the vaccine. He thinks he won't get COVID. I tell you, it's nasty. My brother had a fever for 10 days. And then when he finally went to the hospital, when I took him there, his fever broke. But his fever didn't break until he got to the hospital. So yeah, this is nasty. It is a nasty disease. And this is not working. Okay. Maybe I needed to move this down one. Oh, okay. That's what they want. Okay. That'll work. Like I said, brown on brown. Not a fan. Definitely not a fan. Alright. Okay, did I miss something? Was I supposed to put another brown piece? No, I think... Okay, I'm just gonna roll with this. This, I think, goes here. Yeah, I mean, if I have to keep zooming in on instructions just to see them, this is where I'm at right now. And what I'm curious about is, see if we can zoom in a little bit more. All right, see those two open studs? I couldn't tell if they were open or not, and it looks like they are. So yeah, it's terrible. Instructions are terrible. All right, and my hovering, I'm sorry, it's just I'm not used to this, doing it this way. I shouldn't have to do it this way, Lego. You know, for me to be able to read your instructions that I have to keep zooming in using my overhead camera. Okay, I'm gonna roll with that. Did you see the new Titanic that's coming out November 1st? I did see it. I follow Tiago Caterino, and he recently showed all parts of it, and he even showed the Easter egg too. Did you see the Easter egg of the Tiago Caterino gravestone? He's been sleeping on the couch at times, finally got a new job. Surprised he's gotten lucky and has not gotten sick. Well, I tell you, I got vaccinated, thankfully, in August. And if I had not gotten vaccinated, I would not have been able to help as much as I did. Because I think that if I wasn't vaccinated, am I going to get it? The vaccine, I already got it. I got it August 19th. I got the J&J vaccine. Okay, so now, wow. Okay, so I've got two of these that are going to be connected together using that axle. Interesting. So we got this longer tube. It's good you got your shots just in time to help my family. Yeah, exactly. I got my shots and my brother did not. Sorry, I'm hesitating. I'm trying to figure out these instructions here. Okay, this is this way. I think. Do they want it there? All right. What's going on here? You love how those tree limb tube parts? Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I'm supposed to put this onto this part of the tree. Aha. Oh, interesting. All right. Oops. Oh, what did I do? Oh, man. Okay, you can recover. Like I said, I'm also tired because yesterday was the first day I was able to sleep in my own bed, and I slept like a rock. Oh my God, I haven't slept that well in a long, long time. And, you know, as much as I love my parents, there's nothing like sleeping in your own bed. And I had been sleeping on a variety of different places throughout this ordeal, and just being home in your own bed, there's nothing quite like it. All right, something's going on here. There we go. Okay, let's move this back here. The sorry, like I said, I'm tired. It's been a long 10-11 days. You have found a teal color tube like that, but don't know what set it came from. Okay. Oh man, the Titanic Lego set looks so good. Yeah, it does. Hey, Fast Squirrel, how's it going? Oh my God, I did some major sleeping too after I stayed on the full 24 hours on the sort lug. Wow, you stayed the whole time? Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive. Okay, so I'm now looking at this thinking, okay, this is supposed to go here, but this is hitting this section, so this may not be in the right place. Let me move these out of the way, because this is supposed to go here. Aha! Okay, I see what's going on. Alright, so let's do this again. Yeah, so if you missed it, April was asking me why I didn't make the sort lug call, and that's because I was dead tired after helping my family, and I was not gonna be able to make a sort lug call because of that. Oops, keeps doing that. This is so close. I know I could feel it. It is so close, but something is off. I feel like this piece is supposed to lock in right here. I can see it. It's supposed to lock in, but something is not. The math is off. The math is off by just a hair. You can see it right there. And oh, okay, now it locked in. Okay, I think we're back. I think we are back. Now if I can get these back in the right place. Let's see. So sorry I'm distracted, but it's been, like I said, it's been a long haul. But I will say family does come first, and sometimes, you know, you got to do things, and they may not be the things you want to do, but you got to do them. All right, now why is this off? Okay. I don't know why there's this gap here that's bothering me. Sadly, no mild figures. Why no Jack or Rose minifigure? Oh, they didn't have a Jack or Rose minifigure in there? What? That's lame. That is totally lame. Okay. Now this looks correct, but there's a gap right here, which I don't really like. But it does fit. So there's this major gap here. I'm going to look at the instructions and just see if that gap is supposed to be there. It's hard to tell. This is the other thing I hate about this set, is that you've got all these brown on brown with no white outlines. So yeah, not too happy about this. So this just doesn't seem right to me. It almost feels like it needs to be lifted up a plate. But this does lock in. So that's the good news. Wow, that's pretty lame. That's a big miss for Lego. If they didn't include those two minifigs for the Titanic, the only thing maybe is they did not get the rights from the movie. And if they didn't get the rights from the movie, then that's probably why they didn't include those minifigures. I'm just guessing. I'm speculating, but that would make sense. Okay. So now the question is, how do these attach? Do these go here? Oh man, I'm like losing it. Okay. I'm gonna guess that these axle hulls are supposed to go here. Alright, I'm just guessing here. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm tired, so it's gonna be like, it is what it is. Okay, I think that's right. And put this one over here. Even though the instructions really don't say that, which is why this is kind of lame. Alright. And I think we got one more over here. Look at this brown on brown. Once again, pretty lame. Like, I'm just calling it Lego. This is not very enjoyable, especially when you're tired. You're tired and you're trying to stream. Okay. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm going to roll with that. You know someone will make a Jack or Rose somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just guessing if... And, you know, the Titanic is a historic figure as far as a ship goes. So they probably just said, you know, we're not going to pay for extra rights for that, so we're just going to do it that way. Okay, so maybe this was not supposed to be here. So let me take that out and put it over here instead. I think that's what they want. All right, like I said, I'm guessing right now at this point because I'm kind of tired. So, then again, Titanic is history. How much does the movie people really own the rights? Well, see, the thing is, Jack and Rose are fictitious characters that were in the movie. So that's probably why they weren't included. Just saying. Like I said, I don't know for a fact, but I'm just saying that, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the photo. I think this actually is supposed to be over here. Alright, I think that's actually correct. So, here, I'll show you the photo. So it's like, that's the photo there. I think that's what they want. No, Rose or Jack makes sense on the facts, right? Jack and Rose are just made up for the movie. Exactly. Exactly. They're referring to the Titanic as the model of the Titanic. Okay, so now these guys, these go wrap around. And they said they want this. Oh, I think this is where those hooks come into play. So sorry I'm hesitating right now, but it's just like, this is not the best set to do when you're tired. I'll just say that. If you're looking for a chill build where you don't have to concentrate that much, this probably is not the right set for you. But, you know, okay, now, oh, you remember those handlebars that we put in? Okay, so I think this wraps around onto the handlebar here. I'm just gonna speculate at this point. Oops, sorry. Mario's made-up game and cartoon. Titanic was a real ship that sank. Right. Right, exactly. Okay, so we got that one. And then we got the second one here. And this one, same kind of deal. Put this here. And wraps around. And I believe, yeah, it goes on the same one. Oh, that's cool. So you can see it's got this kind of swirly thing going on. You love the Titanic history? You bought the new Time thick recent Titanic magazine cover? Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's sad, the tragedy behind the Titanic, because it was, you know, the state-of-the-art technology at the time, right, for ships. And it's just really sad that, you know, what happened. It is fascinating, though, true. And John Cameron, I think his film crew went down there to actually look at some of the artifacts. Okay, so we have now these, I call them arm wrenches, because they kind of look like a wrench with an arm attached. And it looks like these are going to connect with these kind of elephant trunks that are brown. But I don't know if this is the right piece. I guess so. There's only one, and that's the only one in there. So, alright. So this goes in here. In Ireland, they have a Titanic museum. Oh, cool! Lego also had some soccer license sets too, so lazy. Well, you know, that's an interesting point you got, Fast Squirrel. It's kind of like, well, you know, we really couldn't do that because of the licensing agreement. It's like, well, wait a minute. Yeah, you got that other licensing agreement. Okay, so I'm trying to see where they want this attached. Because they said they want this here. But what's this attaching to? Yeah, here's the curve. So this is supposed to be in the front. Oh boy. Aha. Is it this one? I mean, who knows? Like I said, at this point, I'm like, just tell me where you want it. You know? It's supposed to go this way. So I'm looking for like a side stud or something. This is really the only place that it could possibly fit. Let's see if I can get this to work. Let's see. Wow, I'm flummoxed. I'm flummoxed. I'm not sure how this is supposed to go in here. Alright, well, let's try the other one. They said this one's supposed to go into the back. Aha, this one I could figure out. This one goes right here. Alright, that wasn't too bad. You've watched every Titanic movie and documentary ever. Wow. There was a new one on TV just a few days ago. They showed the building where they had the family of the people who died come in. Oh, wow. Wow. And the building still exists. Oh, that's heart-wrenching to see that, though. Okay, well, let's see. What am I going to do with this? I'm almost done here. They said they want it in the front here, but I'm still looking for a place to attach this. Because, let me see. Maybe I have this wrong. Maybe I'm not supposed to put it in there. Maybe I'm supposed to put it here? Let's see. How many people does it take to put on a Lego piece? And like I said, I'm assuming this wrapped around to here. Maybe this was supposed to wrap somewhere else. Let's see. Let's just see, where else could this wrap to? No, I'm pretty sure that was where this was supposed to go. So I don't know, this last piece, like I said, I'm so freaking tired. I'm like, so yeah, so April, if you're wondering, right now it's 11 o'clock. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I usually go for 3 hours. The factory they build part of the Titanic still exists. Yeah, yeah, exactly. The part you have from the bulk and always thought of it as the tail. Oh, yeah, yeah, well, you know what's interesting too about the Titanic is that it also kind of shows you the difference in class, right, between the upper, and that's what the Rose story and the Jack story was about too. And okay, I think I have a new outlook on this. All right, maybe this is supposed to go here, and I'm just gonna turn this around to face the same way as the instructions. It says that this is supposed to go this way, and this is supposed to connect somewhere here. Okay, I think what I'm probably missing, is my guess, is this, there's an extra piece here, and I have a feeling I may have missed a step. So, just for the sake of ending the stream, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to attach it to this. And maybe my instincts are right. Maybe that's where it's supposed to go. But if not, I'll fix it later. But like I said, I'm a little too tired to not try to overthink this. Aha! I have a feeling that was it. Yeah, I think I had missed a step there. Oh, hi. How you doing, Glenn? Let me go back to the chat here. Let's see. The new documentary said there was a huge fire and it kept burning because of how much coal was in the ship, and then it got too hot. It started to warp in the heat. Ooh. Cheap steel they used to make the ship, that it made it turn red hot, and when the workers saw a tiny hole, they covered it up with coal and tar and covered it up. Oh, the cheap steel couldn't handle the heat. Oh wow, new information that was never made public before. Now this makes me want to build your bonsai. Oh, well, cool. Yeah, well, hopefully you won't have as many struggles as I did. Hey Glenn, you're awake. Oh, was Glenn on the 24-hour sort lug call too? Yeah, I was, like I said, after everything I'd been through, I'm exhausted, so had been napping. Yeah. Well, trust me, I appreciate a good nap too, because it's been exhausting just having to deal with my family issues, honestly. Okay, I think I do need to fix this, but this is at a good enough place, because, see, I have these two pieces left, which makes me suspect that I missed a step. In fact, I'm just going to look really quickly to see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Spooky Glenn apparently is very popular. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring back Spooky Glenn for some other streams. Maybe Spooky Glenn can make an appearance tomorrow. Let's see. Looking for another one of those frying pan pieces. But Sarah is just kind of laying here next to me. So I think, no, I don't see another one of those frying pan pieces, so I think we're just gonna have to roll with it. It's probably good enough. Alright. I'll probably go through this when I'm in a better frame of mind, but right now, like I said, my mind is mush, and I'm just really super tired. Okay, so we have this. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is there is this back here, but I didn't think that they wanted this on that side. Let's look at the model again. So we'll end with bag 2 today. Let's see. Yep. It says this one's on the back. And this one's on the front. So, okay. All right. So now we will take the tray. You bought the Wonder Woman 84 set because it was on sale. Oh, that sounds cool. Okay. Let's see how this fits. It should snap. And I kind of feel a snap. There we go. Okay. All right. That is a little bit tight there. Maybe I need to move over. Yeah, that needs to move over. All right. So there we go, friends. We got the bonsai tree trunk there. Glenn, the way you were laying back on your chair during Zoom was just funny. Your mouth was open at one moment. Well, somebody, I think somebody said in the chat that they used Spooky Glenn as a backdrop for the sort lug call. I think it was Max. I think Max did that. Have you built it or are you interested in getting it? Are you talking about the World War or Wonder Woman 84 set? Did you know about the Target 50% off a Harry Potter Lego minifigure set? Yeah, I heard about that, but honestly, I still am not really happy about the whole ecosystem thing with Harry Potter. Okay, so I did make a mistake somewhere because I have 2 1x2 plates left. But I have these from the first bag, and I have one of these from the second bag. So I will figure it out somehow, but I think given my state of mind, and the fact I haven't been streaming on Twitch for 2 weeks, that's a long time. So I'm glad I at least started on this. I will be back tomorrow finishing this up. Hopefully I'll have more rest by then. And we are only going to do the green parts. We're not going to do bag number 5. So we still have 3, 4, and 6 to do. And I think I'll be, like I said, I normally do 3 hours, and I'm only doing 2 hours today. So, yeah. You bought one online when I wake up. Oh, you'll buy one today when you woke up. Okay. And you got it for the parts. You already have the set, so the second will be extra. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so let me go back to full screen and let me see if Sarah wants to say hello. So you can meet my dog. Sarah. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in and for being a part of the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And I'm going to see if Sarah is going to say hello. You want to say hello? Come here. Come here, girl. Here we go. You're going to make your first debut on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. In fact, let me see if she'd rather be held like this. Would you rather be held like this? No? Okay. All right. So, anyway. So this is Sarah, and I'm calling her K Sarah. So she's 4 years old. And I just adopted her 2 days ago. So, yes, there she is. Hello. She's like, what are we doing? Poor thing. Yeah, she's in a new environment now. And I took her to the groomer. And apparently she didn't do too well at the groomer. I think she doesn't like high-stress environments. So, I think she's going to be better over the next couple weeks / months. But usually a new dog takes, I don't know, about 2 weeks to adjust to a new environment. But she's a trooper. She's not smiling now, but she was smiling when we went on the drive. Yeah? Yeah? Oh my God, adorable. Yeah. She's a corgi, and the breeder was retiring her, so she's no longer going to be having puppies. She's spayed. And her name is a really long name. It's like Silver States Sweet Little Sarabelle, I think is her real long name. But given everything that was happening with my family, it was K Sarah. Oops. Are you here? You want some adjustment? She's like, okay, here. Maybe this will be better for you. She's like going, okay, here we go. How's that? Is that better? She will warm up. Yeah, I think so. How does she like your Lego room? She's actually been pretty good about the Lego room. She did find a propeller piece on the floor and she started licking it. But everything else, she's been actually really good. So, but thank you for asking. So, I'll put her down now so she can relax. There you go, girl. She's like, oh, what was that? She just shook off. Like, how many times am I going to have to do that? But yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I call her Que Sera, and Sarah for short, because her real name is Sarah. She was born and given the name Sarah. And but for everything that was happening in my life, it was like whatever will be, Que Sera. And it turned out everything is working out wonderfully. Probably not the best it could have been, because I think if my brother and my nephews would have gotten vaccinated, they probably would have overcome this illness much faster. Your cat Colby, that has no tail, he looks like a corgi. Oh, he probably does. And Dinosaur Fossils set is retiring soon. You really want it? Yeah, I know. I was thinking that if it's available on a full day, that I may want to pick it up then. She needs a doggy bed. Yeah, she has one. She has a doggy bed and she's been using it. Hello. Now she's looking at me. She won't leave my side. What's interesting is that she likes being close, and you like to spoil your dogs. Yeah, she has a dog bed. She's got a crate, and she's got a leash, which is lavender collar and a black lead. So lavender, of course. And yeah, I think dogs are probably, they talk about dogs being man's best friend, and it's so true. I've had conversations with other dog lovers, and it's like they don't judge you, and they just give you lots of love. And she's smiling now, now that she's on the floor and I'm not holding her. I think she'll warm up though. Yeah, she's a good girl. But yeah, so yeah, that was the debut of Que Sera, or Sarah, the dog. Dogs do that for a while when you first buy them. Yeah, I think, she's still trying to adjust to who I am, and they follow you around. Yeah, the other thing too is I sent a t-shirt with my scent to the breeder before I picked her up, so then that way she would recognize my scent when she, she's licking my hand right now. So, yeah, she's not upset. She's not upset. I think she's just, just like with anything, when you go traveling and you're in a new hotel room for the first time and you're trying to figure out where all the light switches are and how things, are supposed to work. So I think she's doing the same thing. But anyway, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. And I'm sorry I haven't been on for a while, but as you know, I've had some family issues come up, and I'm happy to say that everybody's going to recover, and we are all so thankful. I've talked with a few friends of mine already who have lost people in their inner circle, and it's tragic. It really is tragic. So please, people, get vaccinated. I know where you've been if you haven't decided to get vaccinated. I was also there. And I'm really thankful that BrickCon required vaccination in order to participate. So I got the J&J vaccine in August. So I waited a while. A lot of people that I know had gotten the vaccine in March. And yeah, I waited until August. I got the J&J one and done vaccine. And I was lucky. I had no, adverse reactions to it. Just really a sore muscle here. And I didn't have a fever. In fact, my temperature went down. So I was lucky. And because I was vaccinated, it was also easier for me to help my family who are not vaccinated. So don't do that to your family, okay, guys? If you're not vaccinated, okay, I get it. But you're also putting your other family members who are going to have to help you when you reach that point. And don't, if you haven't been vaccinated and you start feeling these symptoms, don't think you can overcome this on your own, because it is a nasty disease. It is something that is just, it fools you into thinking you can overcome it. And then by the time you realize that you can't, it's too late. So just get help. If you don't feel like getting vaccinated, fine, but when you do feel the symptoms, get help right away. That's my message to you, my friends. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Fast Squirrel. Thank you, Quilt Lego Mama. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Have Studs Will Travel, and everybody else who had been here. I think PG Name 1122, a new follower. Thank you for the raid earlier. Appreciate that. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you, and I'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock finishing up the bonsai tree. So thanks, everybody. Really appreciate all of you. And we'll take care. See ya. Oops. I almost gave you the wrong screen. So take care. Bye.